See, Turek, your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
What's going on, family? It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra, and thank you for tuning in to another one. Alright, as you can see by the title, we picking up the constellations through the first house series. We're focusing more so on physical traits, personal presentation. Yeah, make sure to go tap into my rising sign series to go where I'll go more in depth on the life path of a rising sign. Alright, but right now we're just focusing on characteristics, personal presentation in this first house, and we're gonna move on going through the rest of the houses and constellations through them. Yeah, make sure to tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra. Y'all make sure to tap into my Patreon. Alright, where we get into a whole bunch of other things over there and more. Alright, so let's get right into it. When we're looking at the first house governs our natural persona. Alright, natural personality, the things we're naturally personally into, how people perceive us, especially on first impression. Alright, huge influence on how we start and initiate things, and this is pretty much, it rules our natural personal outlook on the world. So when we have Virgo in this first house, all right, when we have Virgo here, this is mutable earth ruled by Mercury. All right, so Mercury is the house ruler here. All right, Mercury rules your first house if you're a Virgo rising, and you need to know what house you have. It also rules your chart. It rules the first house, and it also rules your chart, but you need to know what house you have Mercury in, because this is a house where a lot of your personal issues are going to be the most active. This is a house that you're always going to be analyzing, heavy on the mind, building and structuring in this house, real interactive in this house, may network, associate yourself with a lot of others in this house as well. So that's what you want to understand. All right, you want to understand the Mercury energy. And when we're looking at Mercury, it's dealing with how we think and communicate, how we organize our thoughts to communicate them to others, how we articulate ourselves, all right, how we deal with speech, all right, our thinking process, how we critically analyze and observe things. So off the rip, all right, and it's earth. Earth is about practicality, structure, organization, but it's mutable. So Virgos are the most flexible earth sign. All right, they learn from others on how to do things practically, structure, or they're able to pick up on things from others and be able to routine it and see how they remix it in their schedule, or how they do things. So off rip, you know, these are very modest people. Okay, very modest individuals, and they're very steady and conservative individuals. All right, so you can't really another energy where you can't really persuade them to move on things personally that they intuition ain't really resonating with for real. Okay, very strategical and tactful individuals. From a micro to a macro level, Virgo in the first house, the personality is a natural computer in the first house. You know, they're very critical of themselves, very critical of how other people present themselves, express themselves, communicate. You're picking up on all of that. Okay, especially when you're communicating with them on first impression, like they're reading everything about your speech and how you communicate, how you present yourself. You know, even your you know, things down to your posture. All right, how you tie your shoes. That tedious. So we got them energies. I wrote down, you know, these guys, you know, Virgo risings, they get even more strategical when emotions are involved, especially in relationships here. All right, so you can have a Virgo dealing with Virgo in the first house dealing with somebody they're real personally connected to, and they start to feel some type of negative energy, a shift or whatnot. They'll get way more strategical and tactful to understand how they could, you know, devise certain things, plan certain things, communicate certain things to get some solutions, some resolution on how to deal with the situation. So when their emotions is involved in things, that's when they super get into a strategical bag to find out how to, you know, deal with a situation in the personal life. Okay, you know, these guys, they're flexible, but they're big on security. They're very big on security. All right, they don't like feeling unstable in the personal house. All right, that's why they may be ask questions a lot. They're real detail oriented with the people that's in this personal space. Could also manifest having real private, closed off, reserved personalities as well. All right, now you know, can be critical of others, a very busy individual, have a lot going on in their personal life. Sometimes they gotta, you know, Earth is dealing with the present, but Mercury being so active and quick and analyzing and jumping from place to place here, You know, the life of a Virgo rising could feel like it has a lot of duties. It's working on a lot of things. It's interacting with a whole lot of different parties. So yeah, the personal life could be real busy here with Mercury being the house ruler for my Virgos in the first house. And you know, because you guys are so critical, it could almost turn out, you know, on a more negative scale, could turn out to be a bit judgmental, somewhat discriminating at times, because you have such a strong critique for things. So you got to be careful of that, or just be conscious, even if you hear anything coming back to yourself from, you know, the external realm, some friends, about any type of judgmental, discriminating like energies. But this is why you're able to manifest positions where your critical eye is utilized, where your ability to process details of things or have a you know, opinion on things. You manifest situations where people honor and respect that. All right, now getting more into, you know, aura, physical traits and whatnot, we may have average height to slightly taller here for Virgo risings. Okay, oval like face. Okay, straight pointy nose. This is something that could be very apparent here. Straight pointy nose for Virgo risings. All right, may have dimples here. Real youthful appearance too, almost a pure innocent like appearance to Virgo risings too. They can have a real angelic la, 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 la. They can have a real angelic, pure innocent like type of aura. Look like they can't do wrong. All right, don't let that psych you up. All right, because these very intelligent individuals, the innocent aura, and they could wear sometimes a lot of the times they could wear somewhat of an anxious and worrisome like look on the face, almost like what I was saying in the Gemini in the first house, how Mercury being the first house lord, you're always processing things personally. You're always analyzing, trying to put things in their right place personally, analyzing how you dealing with your own actions and emotions. All right, but for the most part, you know, when you have that Mercury energy here, by default, you know, you pondering on so many thoughts, it could start to have that anxious look on Virgo's faces a lot of the times. You communicating with them, may look like you may get the vibe that they're waiting for you to say something, like they're leading you on to say something. And a lot of times they are breaking down a lot of context clues, seeing if you speaking subliminally. Sometimes you could be straight up with a Virgo rising. They can feel like you're not being straight up, and they feel like they got to investigate on you some more. All right, them type of energies. But that facial expression could be worn like they processing some thoughts. They thinking about something happening on the mind. Once again, bit of an anxious, worrisome like look. All right. And getting into celebrities, okay, we got Madonna, Steve Jobs, Keanu Reeves, Jay-Z, Paul McCartney, Tom Hanks, Tiger Woods, Michael B. Jordan, Sharon Stone, Dave Chappelle, alright, Kurt Cobain. Alright, so that's what we got for Virgo for Virgo station in that first house, to all my Virgo risings and all that. And until next time, we picking it up with Libra in the first house. Alright, family, make sure y'all check out the website, check out the Patreon. It's time for the 2 fingers. Peace.